Right now, there is so little supply and so much demand coming every day, which is why we're seeing the run up. This is going to get cut in half come April at the halving. And if the institutions keep buying up at 10,000 per day, that's huge. I think the fear that there was originally about possibly being banned is totally gone away after these ETFs have came into the space. They were laughed at when they first did it. Not now, not anymore. This is gonna go up quick and fast. It's the game theory mechanism coming into play. What's up, you guys? I'm Kyle Claus, and in this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons of why I think Bitcoin is headed higher, 2 additional reasons that no one is talking about, as well as I'm gonna give you my price prediction at the end of this video, so stay tuned and let's get into it. All right, so the first and main reason why I think Bitcoin is headed higher this year is the institutions have finally got in. Only if you've been living under a rock, you haven't heard about this, but ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, these huge hedge funds with the most money, assets under management, that are now able to buy Bitcoin and hold it for their clients, they are in the game. So why this is a huge thing is before it was just, 2016, 2020 happening. It was just the retail investors buying on Coinbase or whatever. That was too confusing for all these family offices, these other wealthy investors that were maybe older that weren't getting in. Now they're in with the ETFs, are able to allocate some of their portfolio, and believe me, they are talking about it. So these ETFs are buying up Bitcoin at an average rate of 10,000 per day. Right now, there is only 900 able to be made every day to come onto the market. So the absolute supply and demand shock is huge. There is so little supply and so much demand coming every day, which is why we're seeing the run up. This is going to get cut in half come April at the halving. The second reason is the halving, or how some people call it, the halvening. So this is the mathematical built-in programmed thing about Bitcoin that every 4 years there is a cycle and the supply gets cut down that can be mined per day. Right now, it's at 900. In April, at the 2024 halving, it gets cut to 450. So this is a built-in mechanism for the price of Bitcoin that if you look at price history, 2012, 2016, 2020, those were the halving years. 2024 is the next one. 2028 is the one following. And the year following the halving has been the biggest run up from every year. And if the institutions keep buying up as much as they've been buying up at 10,000 per day, that's huge. The third major reason is these wiring institutions, Merrill Lynch's, they have not gotten into the game yet, but believe me, they are looking right now at getting in. And the reason is not because of Bitcoin. It's not because of cryptocurrency. It's because of the fees that these institutions are able to make off of being able to do business in the space, in this new asset class, because they're looking at it as, oh, I'm able to make a fee off of this? Okay, you better believe I'm trying to get in there. So all these institutions and these major companies are not yet in, and they are looking to get in. My fourth reason for the price going up is inflation. There's an old saying in the Bitcoin space, 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. That's always been the case. You think the price of a can of soda has gone up that much? No, it's the purchasing power of the dollar has devalued. Since they have cut the gold standard back in, the 70s, they are just printing money. So as they print money, the value of the dollar gets decreased, and you need more of that to buy certain things. So the price of Bitcoin, it's not going up. The actual price of the dollar is coming down, and other assets are rising, just as everything else is rising. You can see this with when you go to a restaurant. You can see this when you're, buying a car. Whatever you're doing, the price of everything goes up. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. That's what it's been. My fifth reason is that governments are actually adopting this technology and putting it on their balance sheet. El Salvador is the first one to do it. They made Bitcoin a legal tender. They have seen a major surplus on their balance sheet. Don't you think other countries are looking at this You know, they were laughed at when they first did it, and then a big drawdown in 2022. You know, they were laughed at. Not now, not anymore. So other countries are looking at this. It's going to come in a major way. I think the fear that there was originally about possibly being banned or something is totally gone away after these ETFs have came into the space. BlackRock, Fidelity, they're not coming in when they think something could potentially be banned. Now it's totally approved. It's out there. Everything's accepted. With more of this, there is rumors that some sovereign state has been buying up Bitcoin this year, and we're going to be hearing about it. It has not come to light. If that is the likes of Brazil, China, Russia, Germany, somebody, this is going to go up quick and fast. It's the game theory mechanism coming into play. Okay, so my 2 reasons no one is talking about, and these are probably one of the biggest reasons, in my opinion, of this new asset class being more adopted and the price of Bitcoin just going up. Well, the first is a guy that's going to go down in the history books as one of the smartest moves in the history of mankind, and that is Michael Saylor, the CEO or ex-CEO of MicroStrategy. He's stepped down because of this to focus more on the Bitcoin strategy for the company. MicroStrategy was the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. He acquired more and more of this. He was buying so much of it, and when there was that drawdown, he was laughed at and ridiculed. Now he has shown, don't quote me if I'm wrong about this, but like a $3 billion increase from when he started buying it. That is huge. On their balance sheet, they have been holding Bitcoin since about 2020. They are a real company that is making money. So even better than the ETFs, it is a company organization that is holding it on the balance sheet. They are producing and making money. So now as an investor, and I am invested in MicroStrategy as well, because it is a company that's holding it and reflecting the price of Bitcoin, but also making money. And then their strategy is to borrow against the price and the value of their company to buy more Bitcoin for the price of Bitcoin to go up, to still borrow more money against that and to purchase more Bitcoin. It's like almost a never-ending cycle. One of the biggest surprises about that is most people might be invested in Bitcoin without even knowing about it. Because since this company now has gotten to the point of a certain valuation that's needed for the S&P 500, if you're just investing in the S&P 500 as an investor, whatever you allocate there, they are forced to purchase the companies that are in the S&P 500, which you're actually purchasing MicroStrategy, which is in turn purchasing Bitcoin. There may be investors that are purchasing this on a huge level, not even knowing they are invested in it at all. So my second surprising reason is the advent and the growth of AI. There's a new election coming up. If you have seen what Sora is doing right now, it's incredible with the videos that they're making up. And this is just going to be increasing. There's going to have to be a way to authenticate these videos. And the only thing I can come up with is an actual NFT to authenticate that this is a true video and is truly the person seeing it. That's the only way I can think of it even possibly happening. So I think with the increase in artificial intelligence, that this is going to be more accepted, the blockchain, which is going to in turn cause Bitcoin to be more accepted and cryptocurrency, and then that is going to be a cycle and it's just going to go up and be more accepted from there. Okay, so finally getting to it, my price predictions for Bitcoin this year. If you look at the history of Bitcoin and the price, 2016, we were at about $1,000 per BTC. That ran up to 20,000 the year following in 2017. In 2019 to 2020, it was hovering around $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 per BTC, ran up to 70,000. In 2021, November was the peak. So the first year we had a 1 to 20,000, that was a 20x return. The next year we were at 10,000 to, we went to 70, that was about a 7x return. You do have to look at diminishing returns. If you're taking the market cap of Bitcoin, which used to be 500 billion, now it's $1 trillion. You only needed 500 billion more from 500 billion to get to $1 trillion. That would double the price, essentially. Now taking it from 1 trillion to get to 2 trillion, so doubling the price from 50,000 to 100,000 is going to take another $1 trillion, not another $500 billion. Let's say we go to a 3x return. We're at 50 right now, and we have 3x from there. You're at roughly around 150 to 180 per Bitcoin. That's on a bear case scenario. The law of diminishing returns is a thing, but with the advent of the ETFs, with the institutional interest and adoption on this, I believe that these inflows of the ETFs are going to be a game changer for this cycle. So my bull case scenario, since we have this ETF inflow, is going to be something around a 10x return. Say we're around 50,000 average. 10x return from that is 500,000. So that's what I'm putting as my bull case scenario for this cycle. So we're talking about 500,000 as a bull and 150 to 200,000 as my bear case. So anywhere in between there, we can fall. But I think let's fall somewhere around 420,000. That would be great. 420. I think it's going to be something around there. If I had to place an actual guess on it, I'm putting my money on somewhere around 420. In my opinion, it's not going to be in 2024. It's going to be in 2025. Just like the year after the halving of 2016, the cycle high was in December of 2017. Just like in the halving of April 2020, the cycle high was in November of 2021. So just like this year, the halving of 2024 in April, the high is going to be somewhere, I believe, in 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Give this video a quick like to, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And that's all I really ask for. I put these out for free. I don't ask you for anything. I'm not selling anything. I'll see you later. Peace.